everyone, and welcome to this special mini episode of the Feature Presentation Podcast. I don't know if you really want to call it an episode per se. It's more of a State of the Union, season finale, whatever you want to call it. I teased at the end of last week's episode that it was going to be the last normal episode for a while. But I wanted to take some time and really collect my thoughts and come here and explain why I'm taking a break from the show. Because I do believe in being transparent as a podcaster. You know, I've listened to so many shows and know of so many shows that whenever they stop for a period of time or permanently, they don't say anything. We call it pod fading, if you want to know the technical term. But I didn't want to do that. You know, I wanted to come up here and be open and honest with everyone as to why I'm taking a break from the show. And the first thing that I want to say is the show's not ending. Like, the feature presentation is going to continue. When it's going to return and what it's going to look like, I don't quite know yet, but we'll get to that a little bit later on as we go through this explanation. The number one reason why I'm going to be taking a break from the show is quite simply time. It's early March. I'm getting married next month, and for those of you that have been married, you know how busy planning a wedding can be. So we're in the home stretch of getting everything ready, and I want that to be the biggest priority right now. It's going to be a really special day. I want it to go perfect for my fiance, for myself, for everybody involved, because I believe that my fiance deserves the best wedding that I can help provide, that everyone else can help provide. That needs to be my number one priority at this moment in time. The other is my job. When I first started planning this show, I had left my previous job and at the time was hoping to be working from home so I would have more time to do the fun stuff like the movie tournaments on Instagram, all the reviews, the top 5 segments, all the other segments, interviews. I had this huge, I had huge expectations and I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to do with this show. And then I got my current job with the Catholic Diocese here in Pensacola. And it's been, I won't say challenging, but it's different than the job that I previously had for the last 8 years. So it's been a lot of learning new things, learning more about, the Catholic religion and why certain things are posted the way they are and why things are phrased the way that they are. There's been a learning curve, we should say. And to be quite honest, I've put so much into this show that it's really started to take away from those two things. Because I'm always thinking, okay, well, I've got to share this on social media. I've got to plan this for the show. And it's become too much. And it's gotten to the point where I can't really enjoy simple things. I don't have the time to sit down and watch a movie if I want, or a new show if I want to. Because it's either I'm at work and then I come home and I do stuff for the show or plan stuff for the show. And it's quite honestly burned me out. And I knew fairly early on that was going to happen. But I thought to myself, I'll just stick with it and we'll see what happens. And I said I would give it 2 months and I'll see where I am. And here we are 2 months later. And I'll be honest, I've been burnt out. And I'm not going to knock the listeners, because I've gotten some good feedback from the show that I've very much appreciated. But the amount of time and effort that I've put into this show and the lack of return that I've been getting is another reason why I'm going to be changing things up with the show. Because I still want to do it and I guess what I'm really trying to say is that for those who have followed my podcasting career long term, 2023 will be 10 years that I've been podcasting. And I've been very lucky and very fortunate in the sense that I haven't had really any major interruptions. I've left the Nerd Cave in 2017. I think, 2017, 2018, relaunched the Derek Diamond Experience with the new format, so I took a few months off of that. That and I wanted to make the Parker Syndrome. Took a few months off due to baseball season. But other than that, I've been podcasting pretty much every week since 2013. And I'm still going to be doing Nerd Cave Retro. So for those who listen to that show as well, I'm still going to do that show every week. But all the time and effort that I've put into this show has really kind of burned me out. And I'll be honest, one of the reasons why I say I don't have really a timetable of when the show is going to come back is I want to do another movie. I've been sitting on a script for over a year, but haven't really had the time to make it. So once the wedding's done, that's going to be my next big project that I focus on. So it's definitely going to be after the wedding, which will be April 16th, when I start planning for the show to come back. Like, it's not going to come back immediately after that. But I'm going to have to kind of look at, what's going to make me happy, what's going to make this show successful, and what's going to make me happy doing it. What that is, I don't really know yet. We'll just have to see. But I just wanted to come up here, and I know this isn't going to be a long diatribe by any stretch, but I just wanted to be transparent and let everyone know why there's going to be a break with the show. But you can keep checking social media to see when the show is going to be back. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. But I don't regret anything with the way the show has gone, because the only way you're going to know if something's going to be successful is if you try it. And if you fail, that's okay. I don't entirely consider the show a failure, but it did show me that what I had originally planned to do isn't going to work. But that's okay, because that's the only way that I was going to be able to find out. So we'll see what the future holds for the Feature Presentation podcast. But in the meantime, you can listen to me over on the Nerd Cave Retro Show, which airs live on Twitch every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. at twitch.tv/jfunktastic. The show drops, the audio and the YouTube versions drop that night as well, as soon as we're finished with the live version. So you can follow that show on social media at Nerd Cave Retro. It's, podcasting is something that I don't think is ever really going to go away from me. Like, I can't picture myself not doing a podcast in some form of fashion. Maybe I'll appear on other shows every now and then. We'll just have to see. But it's going to be a bit before I'm ready to tackle a show on my own like this again. And I've been so fortunate throughout my near decade of podcasting to meet new friends, to chat with fellow filmmakers, learn a lot about the movie industry, basically get to, meet and converse with people that I grew up idolizing, like, Jason David Frank, Rob Paulson, so many, countless names that I can think of. Jim Cummings is another one that I never thought that I would get to meet, let alone have a half-hour conversation with. So I consider myself to be very blessed. I have zero regrets when it comes to my podcasting tenure, and it's not over. We're just going to see where the show goes from here. So I know I'm kind of rambling on a little bit, but I didn't take any notes or anything. I'm just kind of speaking from the heart. But I do very much appreciate everybody who has followed me throughout my podcasting tenure and continues to do so, hopefully. Stay tuned to Feature Press Pod on social media to find out when the show is going to be returning, what exactly it's going to entail. We'll just have to see where it goes. But thank you all for the kind words. Thank you for the continued support. Thank you for everything when it comes to this this fun passion of mine that I never thought that a shy, socially awkward kid from Jay, Florida would be doing 10 years ago. So thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be sure to check out Nerd Cave Retro, and we'll see you sometime in the future on Feature Presentation.